So guys, this whole plan is really simple in essence, and that's the whole idea, so that you can remember it really easily and you can modify it and use different things to fit into the categories that I give you. Basically every day you want it to be breakfast is where you're going to have your carbohydrates. Those are the only carbohydrates you're going to have all day long for the most part. The only major carbs you're going to have all day long. And breakfast is going to be either oatmeal or oat bran, or you can do the brown rice farina like the video that you're about to see in here, and add some berries to that. You can add a banana if you want to, just keep it to one. You can add some cinnamon, you can add flaxseed for healthy fat, you can add chia seeds for healthy fat. You see all the recipes in here, or a couple of them. But basically your carbs at breakfast, you can have protein at breakfast or not, just make sure you have the carbs at breakfast. And then lunch and dinner are just gonna be meat and vegetables. Greens are included in the vegetable category. So if you have a chicken salad or a salmon salad or a steak salad, that would be a meat and vegetable meal. Now, if you just have greens like spinach and you add some meat on there, like some chicken or some pork, that's okay. Or you can do some eggs. That would also be a really good protein source. Ground turkey, maybe the turkey sausage patties, if you don't want to spend as much time cooking this stuff. You put that stuff on the greens. That would be meat and greens, and that's good. If you add some more vegetables into there, that's even better. If you add some carrots or some broccoli, I like to steam baby carrots. That'll be in here too, that video. It just makes them easier to eat. You can add some oil and some salt if you want to. Broccoli, cauliflower if you like that. Bell peppers are always really good. You can eat them raw, and that makes it easy. You can buy them sometimes already pre-cut in bags. You pay a little more, but it's really convenient. So carbs for breakfast, meat and vegetables for lunch, meat and vegetables for dinner. That's it. Here's what you need: frozen blueberries, chia seeds, virgin coconut oil, organic, and some already pre-thawed frozen berries, blueberries, strawberries. This is brown rice farina, Bob's Red Mill. You need a pan and a thumb. Turn up the heat. 2 cups of water in there. Bring the water to a boil. Turn down the heat once it boils. Pour about 1 cup of the brown rice farina in there, Bob's Red Mill. Gluten-free brown rice farina. It's just ground up brown rice. Stir it up. Make sure you leave a lot of water on the top, because this stuff soaks up the water pretty fast and you don't want it to get too sticky. That's a pretty good consistency there. Tablespoon of coconut oil, or less if you're really watching calories. Tablespoon of chia seeds. Now you're going to add the berries. These are the ones I already defrosted a while back, so I leave them out of the fridge in Tupperware for like a day, not 24 hours, just from the morning to the night. And then I put them in the fridge overnight, and then they're thawed. Mix all those berries in, put some of the juice in there as well. Just frozen berries. There's no sugar in that juice, no added sugar. It's just organic frozen berries. Stir it up real good. There you go. For the kale, we want to chop it up real small, because we're going to add lemon to it to break it down a little bit, and we're actually going to be able to eat it raw without cooking it, and this makes a really good salad. I like to put a giant Tupperware right in front of the cutting board, and then just cut it into really small pieces as I go along. And I'm going to go back through and chop it up even a little bit more after I get done with the main cutting. Chop that up nice and small. Put it in the Tupperware after you chop it up real fine. At least a little bit with the kale. If you don't want the stalks in there, which I don't like too much of the stalk in there, you're going to have to go and break apart the leaves like this. Just kind of tear them off, throw them in there. And then you can throw away the stalk, or you can juice it if you like to juice stuff. I'm going to use mine and blend it up. You know, we're just going to take the juice of 1 lemon. And this container is particularly good because it's not real deep, but it's real wide. And I want to cover as much of the kale as possible with the lemon, because the lemon is going to help break down the kale. If you ever had raw kale and you can't chew on it, it's because it's not really broken down. Some people like it. I don't. I like to break it down with something.
Lemon works really well for that. So just go ahead and squeeze the whole lemon on there. We're going to save this stuff as well, the lemon rinds and the stuff inside there, and then the stalks in case you have a juicer or a Vitamix and you want to throw that stuff in. Okay, now we're just going to add 3 things. Avocado oil, you can use olive oil if you want to, pink Himalayan sea salt, and then cracked pepper. We're going to put it pretty lightly just over the salad. So add all that stuff. A little bit of salt. You can go back and add more later if you want to. Oil. I'm using avocado, but you can also use olive oil. And that's it. Now, we're going to get the lid on there. We're going to shake it up. This is helping the lemon get all over the kale, so we can totally break it down. Now you want to let that sit before you eat it for at least a half an hour. If not, let it sit all day and overnight too, in the fridge. So this is some chicken that I cooked earlier. All I did was throw avocado oil on it, and then the spices are rosemary, salt, pepper, and garlic salt. And then I threw on some dried cilantro. I put the same spices on these carrots, and I cooked the carrots in there with the chicken. This stuff is in the oven for probably an hour at 350, maybe a little over an hour, maybe an hour 15. Chicken, it doesn't overcook real easily, especially when it's got the fat in it and you have the skin around it. So you can cook it a little extra if you need to. The carrots, I steamed them before I put them in there. So I steamed them first for about 30 to 40 minutes. Then I put them in here, cooked them with the chicken, with the spices and the avocado oil on them. Now what I'm going to do is just tear up this chicken and put it in these Tupperware containers. I'm going to use this chicken and I'm going to use these carrots to put on top of my salads for my lunch and my dinner. Easy way to do this is just keep the trash right next to you. So I'm in this area right here. I'm pulling apart the chicken, putting the meat in the Tupperware, and just throwing the trash in there. So here's what you have. This is the kale salad that you just saw the short video of, how I put that together. I actually added, don't do this, but I added a little bit of corn and beans in there, just organic canned corn. Just a little bit of it to flavor it up a little bit because that kale was actually pretty plain. I'm going to add some more balsamic when I add all this stuff in to make it taste better, but here's all we do. We get the base of the salad at the bottom. Kale salad is a little bit tough to eat. If you add some ground up, maybe mozzarella, or not ground up, shredded mozzarella or Parmesan cheese, you know, the real kind of Parmesan that you shred on there, to make it taste a lot better. But anyway, here's the salad base. Here's the meat that's going to go on top of the salad. I'm just going to take about half of that package. It's about 4 or 5 ounces of meat in there. And then I'm going to put in a bunch of these carrots on top of that. Okay? Now that's one meal. All right? Now I just do that again. So there's my lunch. And then here's my dinner. I'm going to put the rest of this kale salad in here. There's the base. So the greens are the base. Then I'm going to add the meat. And then I'm going to add the carrots on top of that. And that's it. Those are the same lunch and dinner. You can do different ones as well. I'm actually going to show you a different way of making a salad in just a second here. We'll use this meat and these carrots on there. So there's my lunch and dinner for one day. Here's what we're going to do as an alternate salad to the kale salad. And this is just a real simple way of doing it. This is just baby romaine. You can get these boxes in a bunch of different places. It doesn't have to be this exact brand. We have a big Tupperware because we're going to make 2 meals with this one. So just dump the whole thing in there. And then we're going to add some stuff onto this to flavor up the leaves a little bit before we add the meat and the carrots. And all those things are olive oil. This is organic, extra virgin. Going to add a little bit of that on there. Probably about 1.5 to 2 tablespoons. This is 2 meals, by the way. And then the other one is balsamic vinegar. And of course, this is organic as well. Put that on. You can use a good amount of this stuff. I like it on salads a lot. The oil and vinegar combo, especially the balsamic vinegar, is really good to me. Now we're just going to take the chicken, dump it on there, take the carrots, dump them in there, and then we're going to stir it around a little bit. And this one is actually going to be 2 separate meals. We're going to cut it in half. Just try to eat about the same amount of meat and vegetables in each one. You don't have to be real exact. Okay, so that's a bigger Tupperware. You can take that with you during the day. Or you can just keep it in your fridge at night so you have that to eat when you get home. That's going to be lunch and dinner for a different day.